Good morning, guys. So this is the second video. Second video in the series. This is actually the third video overall, but this is the second series on guide. So the first set of videos was about givens. So we've done that, and my givens are already listed up here. Today we're going to talk about the U part of guide, which is the unknowns. So let's talk about unknowns today. So there's givens, unknowns, identify the formula, do math, and evaluate. So we're going to cover the unknowns right now. This part of guide is fairly straightforward. And there's a lot of easy points here in unknowns, so please take advantage of them. So, looks like I'm still on subscript. Okay, so for unknowns, I'm going to look for what I'm trying to solve for. Right? What is the question asking for? That's the unknown. So for the first 10.0 meters of an 80-meter race, Will runs at 5.0 meters per second. For the next 5.0 seconds, he runs at 8 meters per second. How long did it take him to run the first 10.0 meters? So this question, how long did it take him, tells me that time is my unknown in this case. So time is the unknown. In this case, it's the first 10 meters of time. How long did it take him to run the first 10 meters? So this is the first time. This time goes with this distance and with this velocity. So I'm going to subscript this unknown because it's the first one. So it's delta T1. So this question, I picked this question because it has these unknown A, unknown B, unknown C. Because it has this setup, I did want to show you that you don't necessarily have to rewrite all the givens every time you do these problems. This information is given for the whole problem. Right now we're talking about the unknown for part A, so this is unknown A. After we do the next steps and solved it, we don't need to rewrite out all these givens, particularly since you'll be handwriting them. We don't need to rewrite all these givens. We can leave them up there. And then the next unknown, we can just start with unknown B. So let me give you a feeling for what this will look like. So we'll do givens. We'll do identify the formula for A. We'll do the math for A. And we'll evaluate part A. We don't need to do the givens all over again for part B. We can just start with the unknown in part B, identify the tools in part B, do the math in part B, and evaluate part B. And then again for C, we don't need to do the unknown for C. We don't need to do the givens all over again. We don't need to write them all out again. For C, you can just do the unknown for C, identify the tools for C, do the math for C, and evaluate C. So that is already a little bit of work. It really does help with these long and confusing problems to use this strategy to keep track of all of the parts. But we're not trying to make it extra work. We're trying to make it as straightforward and helpful as it can be, which most kids do find it helpful to pull out all the numbers and label them. It does make solving the problem later easier. So unknowns, pretty straightforward. If there was some other part of the question, like write a sentence about